been an excellent ZVP player in his last Pro League matches. He is 1-0 versus Terran. And if you look at his ZVP, you might be like, well, Wolf, actually, he lost a few of those pros. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't look at the stats. Look at who he played against and look and rewatch those VODs and tell me they weren't insanely close. Tell me those, like, 35, 40-minute-long games were not insanely close and insanely scrappy. Like, this guy is really good at ZVP, and I think he was not expecting to hit Maru here. And that's why most people would favor Maru as well going into this match.
Yeah. Although Maru, you know, he hasn't been playing decently in individual leagues and Pro League. He's been kind of slacking, I guess. I mean, especially against Zerg, he's 0-3 so far. Not really showing us that super dominant Maru. Of course, he is still playing quite nicely here, shown some decent games, but he's not closing them out. He's not getting the wins that he needs.
A huge cheer from the crowd as well for this guy. Absolutely, out of all the players we're seeing on the list of both teams today, the best by far. And really, really excited to see how well he's going to do. This is going to be a TVZ, so no worries for him for showing any builds for any upcoming tournaments or anything like that. I'm excited for this one, man. I feel like he might 2-barracks proxy, but I hope he doesn't. I hope we get to see a straight-up late-game ZVT. Let's test Curious here because everyone else on StarTale has brought their S game, not even their A game, man.
That's for sure, Wolf. Really curious to see how he's going to do, no pun intended. And I think we're about to jump into this game here. The map will be Overgrowth, as previously mentioned. It's going to be Maru going up against Curious. Can Curious get that final win and pull a big 3-1 victory over the Jin Air Green Wings? Let's get into the game right now and find out. Curious versus Maru. Down here in the bottom left in the pink, the Zerg player from StarTale-yoe. He is Curious.
And his opponent to the top right in green. It's Maru, actually known as the Marine Prince. Go Maru, the Sultan of Splits. I like it. I like it.
What?
The Sultan of Splits. Now, he's not referring to Maru's flexibility. He's talking about his splitting of his Marines versus the Banelings.
Of course, man.
For any new viewers who might not understand.
Maru and actually Kira as well. We saw it in his game against Pet. These two guys are actually like the brothers of Splits or something. Like they're starting their own clan of Splits. They are just like two of the best Terrans actually in the world at splitting. If you want to learn, I guess you can't really learn. It's like something you practice more so. But like if you want to watch some insane splitting, watch just some like replays of these two guys playing against Zerg. It's pretty fascinating, in fact.
No proxy, by the way. Excited.
Yeah.
Just wanted to confirm. But yeah, Maru splits in TVP as well when he's attacking.
Oh boy.
Offensive splits, man. Those are really
Remember
good.
Outboxer?
Yeah.
Some of those games against Protoss at that third base where you just like split against two Colossi and win with only a Marine Marauder.
He's like, do 6 Marauders beat 2 Colossi? He's like, if I'm me, they do. Like, yeah, I think his game against Classic on that map last season was one of the best ones for that. But, you know, some other players that have been really good at splitting recently have gotten a lot of recognition are like Dream, for example.
Oh, yeah, man.
Dream and Maru and Innovation, some of these players have finally mastered like the... I don't know, I feel like before everyone just kind of split everything, but these days people are really consistent about just control clicking the Marines back away from the Marauders and then splitting really, really well. Just let the Marauders sit there and tank.
It's like a 2-part split. You know, split first the Marauders and the Marines, split them up, and then you split your Marines in the back, get a good concave going. It's really important. It's like one of the most efficient ways to split. And
it makes the Zerg like really struggle to actually engage because if the Zerg just like A moves, obviously it's going to hit the Marauders and that's going to be terrible. But if he has to like move command through your Marauders, that's never going to work either. It's just like lose-lose for the Zerg at that point. So it's a really good technique. We are going to see 2 Reapers, as Maru likes to do this. We see this a lot on this map. Moonglade was talking about this specifically the last time that Maru had a TVZ here.
He's even going to get this SCV in here and like start poking. You think it doesn't matter, but it actually does, like very slightly. You know, just get a little bit of their health down. Maybe you get an easier kill for your Reaper. He's going to go immediately to those weakened drones. Yep. They're not too weakened here, only like a couple of shots getting down from that SCV, so maybe it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, drones also regen constantly.
Yeah.
They're not like probes, where like they have to be out of combat to regen. Like the Reaper as well. Oop. The Reaper is basically like a Protoss shield on how it regens.
So second Reaper coming across the map, third one on the way. So he's committing pretty heavily to the harass here. Let's see exactly how far he goes.
Curious's control has been pretty superb. He doesn't lose anything really. Not a single Zergling even goes down. This Queen is taking some damage though, and if she commits off creep, it's actually going to go down. So he has to bring these links. Ooh, Curious really wants the kill, actually.
Yeah, Queen getting really low here, down to 42 health already.
I think he's actually maybe going to end up losing that Queen once the Reaper's heal up for just a second.
Third Reaper stays at home. I wonder why.
Just to make sure any lings that might have sneaked by don't kill his SCV that's building the command center, I guess. You know,
I guess, but like, I mean, I think you would have seen those lings coming by, but I don't know, just to be safe. Not a bad idea.
But I think this is one of those things where, like, you do that, and then you're so focused on your micro, you're like, oh yeah, there's a Reaper over there. Like, I absolutely don't need it over there anymore. And against somebody like Life, he's someone who makes like 2 waves of lings, and you think like the first wave is coming out to the first one, but it's not, and then you lose your SCV.
Life just really produces lings out of thin air, like on the left side of the map.
Yeah, Life like
in somehow.
He produces lings out of the right extractor at the third base of the top of the map. Like that's where his hatchery is. It's like not even a hatchery, you just pop right out of the gas.
Yeah, he finds a way. Overlord going to come in here and get a decent scout. Going to see that tech lab coming down. Going to know there's a follow-up of Banshee's on the way. And this is a pretty quick lair. Just going to get that lair on 2 base. See that spine crawler coming down as well. This is often a tell, sometimes of a very fast spire. Once you get those mutalisks out here very fast, just control the map with those.
Those 3 gases are definitely pointing towards that as well. He still has to do everything else, like get his mainling nest up. He will have to take a 3rd base too, but it's a bit of a rushed 2-base spire. It's going to also be very difficult to engage into this. Like the Hellions looking for harass over here, going to check and say, oh, you don't even have a 3rd base, so I can't really get much done here unless you make a mistake and let me run into your main base, which we saw Dream do versus Life, I think in game number 1 of that best of 7 we just watched in the semis. This can be a big problem. Curious is just going to run in here. He's going to catch 2 Hellions and also kill a few SCVs, it looks like. Good micro on the Hellions, though.
Oh, he loses 1. And look at this harass force, actually. All those lings away. Maru takes that opportunity, but with speed done, he's going to be able to get a decent surround here. He's doing a lot of damage to these units. He's going to get that Hellion as well.
Really good micro out of Maru, actually, to salvage things. That Queen that was injured earlier, we saw almost go down as well. But she did escape. Good control by Curious. But she's very low, which might come into play when this Banshee arrives. He knows it's 2-base now, of course. He knows it's most likely Spire. He hasn't seen the Spire, but unless it's like Nidus or something, pretty good chance it's a Spire.
Yeah.
Hasn't seen any roaches or anything to believe otherwise. This Queen is so low.
And it's got a lot of energy as well, which is very unfortunate. You know, can't transfuse yourself.
Very sad fact about Zerg.
Overseer coming through. Gonna see pretty much everything that's coming down here. I think he saw some extra barracks coming down, so he's gonna know it's bio. Stim as well as 2 engineering bays. We'll give that fact away.
Overseer gonna go down here.
Ooh.
And
little cheeky Viking.
Yeah.
Coming through.
He has another Overseer at home, obviously, so that's not a huge concern, like detection-wise, but it's gonna cost him a little bit. It'll be tougher to scout later. This Queen is still very low. She gets pulled back, rightfully so. Targeting that Queen is going to be a mistake. Yeah, that's a good bait there.
Yeah, really nice transfuse timing, like right before it went down.
And Baneley speed, about the 5th of the way done here, very quickly as you get that really fast layer. 6 meters on the way, maybe the first 6. This Banshee trying to find a sweet spot here. 4 kills, might actually go down.
1 more hit. Oh, no, it goes down.
Meanwhile, over here, those Reapers do get caught. I don't think the Hellions will. His Link's too low.
Yeah, the Banshee did go down. There's something else over there.
It's a Viking. He sent the Viking in.
Okay. Just to clear up Overlords, I guess.
Yeah, just to clear that path. And he sends it back right away because he doesn't want it to get caught by, for example, mutalisks that are on the way. And he's going to need that to help zone them out. His first turrets are finishing right now. He's got 1 in the main base. I think 1 at the 3rd as well. Nothing here to protect his buildings, though. So he could end up losing some reinforcements. Nope, big stem here. Going to force these out. So these Mulists don't accomplish much besides keeping him at home, but Maru's content to stay at home because he has his third base at almost the exact same time that Curious does in this matchup.
Curious
Upgrades
may
too.
want to think about taking that fourth base soon. He definitely wants to stay ahead. And I'm glad you mentioned those upgrades. You know, we were talking about the 2 engineering base coming down, but that's very, very far ahead from Maru. In fact, Curious only now starting those upgrades, so he's very far behind.
Yeah. And that means the 2-2 is also going to be further ahead from Maru.
Yeah, 2-2 and then 3-3 is going to, like, shut the door here on Curious possibly.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a moment where he has 3-3 where Curious is on 2-2, and oh, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, suppose it could be possible as
always a
3-3 versus
time,
1-1. Like, it's possible. Unlikely. This is a really tiny group of Marines moving across the map here, but he does have some reinforcements coming. Zones Mulus out again with that Viking.
You see those pink banelings? They were so bright.
Yeah. That was kind of weird.
Very bright banelings. This queen is going to get away, actually.
Hellbat's
moving out onto Crete.
Yeah. Hellbat's active. Baneling speed is done. Something he's definitely going to have to take into consideration as he engages here. But he has a huge lead in supply. His army is massive.
Yeah, let's see the splitting here out of Maru. This is what we were saying before you want to watch.
The Sultan of Splits. Let's see it.
Oh, boy.
All those Banelings went down within a few seconds there.
They went down to 2 Hellbats. That's not what you want to trade them on.
Oh, look at these. Hellbats exactly where they want to be at the front, dealing damage to those Zerglings.
Oh, my God.
Now, this is going to be enough to push this back, it looks like here.
Yeah, no Widowmines in the mix.
Nope. And no Marauders either.
Oh, there is actually one Widowmine.
One. You know
There's
what?
a second one I think is coming across the map right now.
He has enough reinforcements to actually keep pushing. It's just too much.
Wow. Well,
look at this. Oh, the drone's balling up on that Hellbat.
oh, look at all these medevacs healing, all these Marines doing so much damage. Even the Widowmine getting here.
He had 1-1. Those units did not. And oh, boy, that's probably going to be it. That's that ace Widowmine right there. It's time for an ace match.
9 drones going down. He's trying to put something together, but he's just got no Banelings. He just doesn't have enough time to morph them, so he's trying to force it with the Zerglings. But there's just way too much Terran. GG goes down to a simple push out of Maru. The splits were just way too good. Even with just one Widowmine, he's able to secure that fight. And Maru's going to bring it to an ace match.
Yeah, Maru wants to prove he's one of the best Terrans in the world, man. And he is in my mind, but he's just showing it again. He's like, okay, you can all bring your A game, but I'm Maru sup. You know, I'm not SOS having weird slumps recently. I'm not Trap who's on my way back in. I am on top of the world.
Yeah.
I always have been basically for the past year and a half or so, maybe even arguably 2 years. And he's just gonna crush in a matchup he excels at on a small map like Overgrowth, where you can just keep pushing, keep attacking, reinforcing. He also got Curious went 2 base, Yuta had fast bailing speed and stuff, but didn't get anything done with him. And then Maru had a 3rd base that Curious could never attack. If that happens, it's just well, what are you going to do? He also was greedy enough to get the E-Bays and the fast upgrade advantage. So, just in general, Maru having the better builders and having the better upgrades. You know, you put him down on upgrades, you put him even on upgrades, he might still win the fight with his good micro, but you add in all those other factors, how good his economy was, how good his reinforcements could be because of that. It gets worse. It gets out of control.
Yeah, gets out of hand. So the ace match map here is going to be Merry-Go-Round. Would not be surprised to see some Terrans coming out on this one. And with how well Maru just played, may see Maru. Could be Kier too. They've done it before. Who else would they put out in terms of Jin Air?
I don't know.
Rogue didn't play today.